Hey guys, just wanting to walk through Kroger right now and show you what my keto approved and not approved selection is. I did Walmart last night. I told you guys I would do another one today, which we're going to walk through now. I'm going to give people a chance to kind of come on here a little bit. The doors are right here. I don't know if y'all can see or not, but the doors are just right back on the other side of this over here. That's where you come in. But if I'm doing approved or not approved, I just want to make sure that we get some decent amount of people on here. You can already see where it's starting out right by the flowers here. You know, they got their little cheese selections, pepper jack cheese kits and stuff like that. All this stuff you can have. If you wanted to stop at Kroger and pick this up and you wanted to buy stuff like this for a snack, as long as it's real cheese like this, that would be an acceptable thing. But most of the stuff that you're going to find in Kroger is not necessarily kosher. You'll find these little vegetable kits up here and stuff that you can snack on. But again, some people make an exception for carrots, but they are starchy, and that's not simply something that's typically on a ketogenic diet. Most of these soups and stuff like this, you got to be very, very careful. They make them. A lot of them, people think they make them in house. They're not necessarily in house made. So stuff like this, real shredded beef. You look at the ingredients on it, you'll see that it's got canola oil, it's got dextrose in it. These aren't necessarily very kosher as well. You have to make sure you look at every single product. So just because it doesn't look like it doesn't have something in it, doesn't mean that, you know, any of the pizzas and stuff like that is not going to be a good deal. I want to try to stay away from the diet sodas as much as you possibly can, if not eliminate them completely. Rotisserie chickens and stuff like that has saved me a lot of time. So if you want to come stop and get some rotisserie chicken and things of that nature, that would be something that you could benefit from. Most of the sections when you come in that have like all these different types of cheeses and stuff like this, all this real cheese, provolone cheeses, boar's head cheese and stuff like that, there's going to be nothing wrong with this kind of cheese at all. If you look, you'll find boar's head bacon over here. Let's see, water, salt, sugar, sodium phosphate, sodium erythrate, and sodium nitrate. So again, be very careful whenever it comes down to the types of products that you eat, and just be cognizant of what you're doing. Your bacons and stuff that have sugar are they're not necessarily going to be that big of a deal. Shredded cheeses, provolone cheeses and stuff right here, Parmesan cheese is not a big deal. Obviously the cake section is going to be a no-go. Any of the cake stuff, the sugar-free stuff, to stay away from completely. The whole entire bread row, they don't make a bread that is keto friendly, honestly, unless you make it at home. You're going to find some companies where that you can order from that label stuff as keto cake, or keto cakes probably as well, keto breads, but they're not necessarily that great either. Fruits, can't do fruits. Berries you can, some berries, because they're low glycemic, but you have to make sure you stay under that threshold and use your macros wisely. And if you don't know what macros are, that's your carbs, your proteins, and your fats per day that make up your allotted amounts. Again, nightshade veggies, peppers and stuff like that, bok choy, greens, things of that nature. But if it's a starchy vegetable, it's not going to be something you should really be consuming. We got Swiss chards, collard greens, asparagus, things of this nature. These things can be good. Berries, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, things of that nature, that definitely is a plus. You can have that stuff if you're looking for just something sweet. Any of your mushrooms, your herbs and stuff like that is going to be okay. I try not to eat any kind of iceberg lettuce, because iceberg lettuce doesn't have any kind of nutrient density to it at all. It's just a filler. Most of the time when you get your lettuces and stuff, you're going to get stuff like this. Those are your spring mixes that have arugula and different types of, you know, red leaf and green leaf lettuces and stuff like that. If you look at just different types of healthy salads that fit keto, you'll find that the spring salad mixes are the most popular. Any of the dressings over here, most of them are not going to be applicable at all. No fruits again, none of the fruits. They've got a vegan section where it's vegan A's and stuff like that. If you're doing vegan keto, it might be an option for you, but if you look here, you'll see canola oil, soy protein. These things are not good at all. Here's a new spread that I didn't see before. It's called avocado spread. It's called Go Avo, non-GMO, vegan friendly, grapeseed oil, sugar, sunflower lectin, organic lemon juice, sea salt. I don't know. I don't like the grapeseed oil. Any kind of seed oil, it's not something I'm a fan of. More than likely, it would not be that big a deal, and you could probably get away with it. The sunflower lectin, again, is something that I don't consume. It doesn't make me feel very good. But they have this Go Avo spread. Anyway, they got their vegan cheeses and stuff like that over here. The probiotic Kevitas. Some of this stuff can be applicable. You just have to be careful when you look at the probiotic drinks. A lot of them have sugar and stuff in them, but some of the kombucha stuff like this lemon ginger or lemon cayenne, I think it's extremely low. Yeah, it's 1 gram of sugar per 8 ounces, and this is a 16-ounce bottle, so you're getting less than 2 grams of sugar for this one giant bottle of Kevita probiotics. So it could be definitely a beneficial thing. Kombucha, again, it's a lot of, you get 6 carbs per serving, not necessarily the best choice. Any of these smoothie drinks and stuff like that, stay away from completely. You'll find there's like different types of butters and stuff. This is an almond butter bar here, and most people will think, oh yeah, that's healthy, I can have that. Not necessarily. Let's look and see what it's got in it. It's got non-fat dry milk, almond pieces, whole egg, rice powder. Yeah, it's not going to be a good deal. Anyhow, let's continue. Any of the cabbage stuff, that's a go. You can have that. You'll find that there's like a whole vegan section here. There is something here that you can have. Where's it at? Right here. These real good pizzas up here. They're the ones that say real good. You'll see this is a uncured pepperoni and this is a 3 cheese. You can fit those in. They're not the best, but you can fit those in. Or you can make them at home yourself. Onions, you can have them on keto, but you more of a raw style, because when you heat them up, what ends up happening is you actually bring the sugars to the surface, you break down the fibers, and you make them sugary. So if you're searching for meat deals, Kroger always has strips, New York strips, ribeyes, and things like that on sale. If I'm over here looking at this section here, Nolan Ryan ground beef, you know, originally this was $12.99 a pound. They got it marked down to $6.40 a pound. So when I see steaks like this, I typically go ahead and snag them up. So I'll snag that up. $5.60 a pound it's marked down to. I'll snag it up. And you know, I feed my dog a raw diet, so I make sure that I get plenty of meat for her too. $5.60 a pound. Go ahead and snag that up too. I don't really get the leaner, cheap cuts of meat. It's not something I'm into. This is a chuck roast shoulder. This would be good for the dog right here too if she wanted it. Another one of those ribeyes marked down to $6.94, marked down to $5.60 a pound. I'll go ahead and snag it up. This is a whole big giant corned beef flat cut roast marked down from 22 to 18 to 740. I'm not a big fan of corned beef, so anyway, most of any of this type of meat and stuff in here is going to be all applicable to you. You just got to make sure that there's no added sugars and things of that nature. They always have pork chops and stuff on sale here at Kroger. $1.49 a pound. Their ground beef is pretty good, but when you look at it, you know, a typical pack of ground beef, like, you know, for instance, you get this roll of ground beef here, $10.47 a pound, or you can look at this here, $10.47 a pound. That's 3 pounds of beef for $10.47, or 3 pounds of beef for $10.47. Or you can go down here and look at the grass-fed beef. Let's see what organic 1 pound is. Let's see. Organic ground beef, 1 pound is $6.49 here, and you get here's a bison steak. You get this bison ribeye steak. It's $17 a pound for it. So I don't know what this comes out to. If you look at this organic beef, grass-fed, it's $10.99 for this one steak right here. So this could be an option for you if it's something that you're into. They quit carrying their Nolan Ryan grass-fed section because I don't think it was ever selling. But now that they got this grass-fed brand here kind of down some, they're selling more of them. Turkey, chicken, things of that nature, all that applies. Seafood applies in general. Pepperoni slices and stuff like that. You got to be careful because they have added dextrose and sugars and things of that nature in it. Not very healthy for you. Oh, look at this. $4. I definitely picked that up for $4. Anyhow, just have to be very selective on the types of foods and stuff you pick up while you're out and about. That's the most important part. People don't pay attention to that stuff. You can come over here. They used to have, now you can find pork belly in the box. It's $4.99 for a box of pork belly over in a KROGER section. Hot dogs and stuff like that. If you're going to look at hot dogs, a lot of people will buy like a uncured heritage. Let's see, where's it at? Here's uncured chicken hot dogs, uncured beef hot dogs, National Hebrew. A lot of people will go with that, or Nathan's. I mean, they're still going to have something in it, but it's going to be better than the traditional stuff you buy. So that's another option as well. Obviously, pickles, you can pretty much have pickles unlimited. Organic bacon here, smaller, you know, this is uncured hardwood smoked bacon. You know, that's $8 just for that little tiny pack right there. Where you can go, where's it at? Where's the low sodium stuff? Low sodium, low sodium. I'm not seeing the low sodium. Most of this bacon is perfectly fine, not a big deal. I apologize for the beeping and stuff on the phone as well. Again, here you got cottage cheeses. They can fit, not necessarily the best. This Daisy natural sour cream, I use that sometimes. If you look at the back of your products and stuff, you'll see that like the different types of heavy whipping cream and stuff like this here have carrageenan and stuff in it. So what you should find is you should find a heavy whipping cream that doesn't have carrageenan in it if you're going to use that for your coffee and just make like little treats and things of that nature. If you're going to drink coffee, I recommend buying something like one of these cold brews. There's less acidity to them. They don't mess with your stomach or anything like that. Cold brews are actually healthier for you anyway. So if you're going to get a coffee, come find one of these. If you're going to even make warm bulletproof coffee, you know, you pop out one of these cold brews or something like that, come home and pour yourself a cup and heat it up and then make your cold brew coffee. No big deal. The acidity and stuff is pretty much gone. It's the coffee that you have to actually make from the bean itself, heating it up, bringing the acidity out of the bean, and then it's never really filtered out of there. But a cold brew just kind of seeps real slow and brings caffeine and stuff out. Butters. Any of the regular stuff is fine. Atlanta Lakes, real butters and stuff like that. And what you're looking for when you look for the butter is you're looking at the ingredients label. You want to find something that just says basic. Let me see if I can. See how that just says sweet cream and salt? That's what you want. You want the most minimal list you can possibly find. Here's a pasture-raised, grass-fed, Vital Farms. Let's look at the ingredients. There's the ingredients right here. Trying to see if it'll zoom in, but I guess it won't zoom in. See right here, it just says cream and salt. That's all it is. Farms, pasture raised. They got Kerrygold cheeses and stuff over here. This is a grass-fed cheese. They got a spreadable butter from Kroger now. This is with canola oil, or you can get the one with olive oil and sea salt. Now this one, it don't have no junk in it. It just says pasteurized cream, olive oil, and sea salt. This is a spreadable butter from them. It don't have that junk canola oil in it. If it says vegetable, or if it says any kind of vegetable oil that's like canola, corn, soy, or vegetable oil itself, this is all junk. All this country crock, smart, balanced, buttery spread, all this is damn plastic in a box. You don't want none of that stuff. See, this is a vegetable oil blend. You're thinking avocado oil, oh, so this should be healthy, right? When we look at the back of it, soybean oil, palm kernel oil, palm soy lectin, monogluten. No, this all this stuff is junk. This Imperial, Blue Bonnet, all this. Stay away from all that stuff. Get real butter. Real butter. Here. Butter with olive oil and sea salt. If you look at the ingredients, minimal. Now you can't see it. You'll just have to take my word for it. But it says sweet cream, olive oil, salt, and sea salt. You want stuff like that. You don't want any of these other things that have any kind of canola, vegetable, soy, peanut, none of that stuff. Stay away from all of it. Just get real Land O'Lakes butter, real grass-fed Vital Farms butter, real Kerrygold butter, European style Kroger butter, Land O'Lakes extra creamy European style butter, no problem. That's the kind of butters you want to get. Again, when we're back over here to the cheese, you know, you got some shredded cheese and stuff up here. It's organic. Let's see what they put in this. Low moisture, part skim, pasteurized, cheese culture, microbial enzymes, powdered cellulose to prevent caking. I would just rather shred my own. I wouldn't buy this stuff, even though it says organic. I don't think that I would buy it. I would definitely get my own block and just shred it. Any of the sliced cheese and stuff like this that's over here that's actually sliced, that's okay. That's a go. You don't have to worry about any of that. That's good. If you're in a pinch and you want to get some taco flavored seasoning or cheese, you know, no big deal. It's not a big deal. You can get by with it a few times here and there. It's not like you're going to keel over and pass out because you're having something with anti-caking agents in it. It don't work that way. I'm just trying to inform you. If you want the best information possible, that's where we're going with this. Any of this block cheese down here that's on sale, any of this stuff is going to be okay. All this stuff here is going to be okay. The feta cheese and stuff like that is all going to be okay. You want a really, really good quality cheese from Kroger? Then you look at this here, this Vermont extra sharp cheddar cheese. They got it marked down from $10.30 to $7.99. This is the stuff I come up here and get because it's super, super good quality. And it's aged for like 14 months. It's got a really, really sharp taste to it, and I love it. Let's see. If you want a treat, now listen to me when I tell you this. If you want a treat, and it's just spur of the moment, you're trying to get something quick, you don't want to go home and make anything, this is, and only if you are super, super lazy and you know that you can control yourself. You can come over here, you can get a bag of Russell Stover's sugar-free candies, and I'll show you why. On the back of these candies, It does have soy lectin and things like that in it, but you'll see that they use stevia to sweeten these now. On the bottom over here in the corner, it says stevia sweetened. You can kind of see a little bit of the name right there. Now, it's probably going to give you the runs. The old one had like maltitol or something in it, and it made people a little bit, if they were constipated or something like that, they would come get some sugar-free Russell Stover's chocolates and they would be in the toilet. Well, they took some of that stuff out of there, cleaned it up a little bit, but it's still not the best product. Exterior aisles are done, other than the medicine and vitamins and stuff. We'll get to that in another video. This is the cereal or the chip aisle. Nothing here for you. Only thing that you're going to have in this aisle is down here these pork rinds. Max pork rinds, pork cracklings, stuff like that. Cracklings you're going to find, if you want something to crunch, cracklings are going to be, chances are they're going to be cleaner than the pork rinds are. Cracklings are harder, they're more stable and stuff like that. You can put spices and stuff on them and you don't have to worry about the maltodextrin and things like that, but that's not always the case. Nuts. We didn't talk about this too much last night because there were a lot of people on that were watching at some point. So almonds and things like that, sure you can have that, but be careful what's in them. Look up your carb ratios and stuff like that. Look up your ingredient list on what's okay and what's not okay. Different. Okay, so here is jerky. Let's just pull this organic bag of jerky down right here. It says organic on it, right? Some people will think, oh yeah, that's safe. That should be okay. Let's flip it around, look at it. Water, organic soy sauce, sea salt, yeast extract, citric acid, wheat, soy. No, this is not good. Let's look at the serving size. 6 grams of carbohydrates per 1 ounce. And there's 2.5 ounces here. So this one little small bag here that's going to cost you $5 has got 6, 12. It's going to have about 15 grams of carbohydrates just in this one little bag alone. I'll pass on that. That's not something that I want. This is all different types of cereals and cookies and things like that down here. We don't need to go down this aisle. This is just pointless to even waste time going down here. It's not something that we want to get into. Popcorn, things like that. None of that's okay. In this aisle here is a little bit of your drink flavorings and stuff like that. Some of this stuff can be okay, but let's just take a peek at it. If you're in a pinch and you just want something to drink, and it's like every once in a while deal, not a big deal. Crystal Light. See what we got here. Citric acid, potassium citrate, sodium citrate, aspartame, magnesium oxide, maltodextrin. So these are not going to be okay. If you were severely in a pinch and you had to have something, it wouldn't necessarily be a terrible thing. But again, you're trying to stay away from stuff like maltodextrin, aspartame, things of that nature. Again, soda aisle, we already talked about that last night with the diet sodas. Aspartame is in most of our drinks now on the diet side, so whenever you do that, you're going to find that the products that are in aspartame are methanol, phenylalanine, and ascorbic acid or something like that, or aspartic acid, or however they want to do it. And these are not necessarily natural for the body in general. Some foods can contain them and be completely okay. Some people drink diet sodas their whole entire journey, and they don't have a problem losing weight. They never have a problem losing weight, and they'll swear to you up and down all day that they're so super healthy and stuff like that. You don't know what's going to happen long term. We don't have any kind of long-term studies that actually point out what happens with these types of things. Alcohol aisle. Certain beers like Michelob Ultra is a very low carb beer. You can have some alcohol, but you have to limit it because again, you're going to stall yourself out. I just don't have it at all because I can't afford to do that. I have a hard enough time losing weight as it is, doing everything perfect, and years of destroying myself, eating all the wrong things. I don't want to start doing the same thing again. But do your research, do your homework and stuff on alcohol. Here's all the fruit juices and stuff like that. Nope, none of them. Will not work. bags of berries and things of that nature. You can come here and get berries and make little smoothies and stuff like that, as long as you keep it keto friendly. Dr. Berg likes to take some berries and some kale and stuff like that and blend it all together. You'll see stuff like this that says organic, that's just laden full of sugar. Just because it says organic doesn't mean it's healthy at all. A lot of these fruit bars and stuff like that, you might find some that fit if you search enough, but I ain't got time to be searching for fruit bars and things like that. If I want something like that, I'll just make it at home. I mean, I don't see the point in going to the store and wasting money on that when I know I can't control myself. All these different types of ice creams and things of this nature. The only one, like we said, if you're in a pinch, Halo Top can be an option, Enlighten can be an option. Let's see what else we got here. That's pretty much it. There's very few keto friendly ice creams, and they're not even really all that friendly to begin with. Hot sauce, things like that can just definitely go on keto. So if we look at what's in Frank's, cayenne pepper, salt, pepper, canola oil. Be careful, canola oil can cause some issues for you. Not all hot sauces have canola oil. See, this one here is aged cayenne pepper, distilled vinegar, water, salt, and garlic powder. So this here has no junk in it at all. There's no junk. But if you look at the Red Hot Wings Buffalo one, it does have junk in it. So be careful what you're looking at. I showed you earlier the So Good keto pizzas that are back there by the meat department. But any of these pizzas here, all this is going to be no good. You're going to have to make your own fathead. You're going to have to make your own cauliflower crust or meat crust style pizza. Super easy. I have videos up about all that. Any of these TV dinners and things like this, all this stuff is going to be a no-go. Now you're getting into your veggies and stuff like that. Again, trying to keep it low carb. No peas, no carrots, no snap peas, no snow peas, no none of that. Just regular broccoli, cauliflower, asparagus, Brussels sprouts. But be careful, a lot of that stuff is nightshade. They do have cauliflower that's ranch flavored up here. They have broccoli that's ranch flavored, sea salt, cracked pepper, Brussels sprouts over here. Be careful with that stuff because they can hide like different types of sugar and stuff in it as well. So be very, very, very careful. Let's see here. This is household items. Some freezer stuff, but let's go down. There's seafood back here. You got fish and stuff in here that probably might be all right. You have to wait and make sure there's no sugar and stuff in it. You got shrimp bags and stuff down here towards the bottom. That's going to be all right. Some crawfish and things like that. Remember, wild caught is better than farm raised. Farm raised, you kind of don't know what you're getting. See, this all says farm raised. Wild caught. So if I was to do anything, I'd get this wild caught orange roughy over this farm raised Atlantic salmon. It's not something I would put in my body, honestly. Let's see. Different types of Angus burgers, frozen burgers, things like that. That can be fine. If you're just getting regular chicken wings that don't have seasoning and stuff, that's fine. The chicken breast, the chicken cutlets and stuff, all that stuff's fine. It's all frozen stuff. It's not necessarily organic and grass-fed and all that other junk that people want. But if you're just starting out, you're more than okay doing stuff like that. It's not a big deal. Any of these Stouffer's entrees and stuff like that, you're going to have to stay away from. Any of these pasta or meals or whatever, all this stuff, the home-style meatballs, even the bagged meatballs and things like that that you go find that are already pre-made for you, a lot of that stuff's not going to be any good either. Dog food aisle, we don't need to go down there. Cleaning aisle, don't need to go down there. Shampoos, books, things of that nature, don't need to go down there. Cosmetics, don't need to go down there. Holiday stuff, don't need to go down there. We're going to walk down a couple more aisles and we'll be done. What do we got down here? Okay, let's see. Sandwich baggies and stuff like that I use all the time. A lot of the Tupperware and stuff I get is from here. They got really nice stuff. Any of this stuff here is not going to be a good idea. Stay away from it all. Any of this chocolate syrup and stuff, no good. A lot of the kitchen appliances and stuff like here, this Crock-Pot Express small pressure cooker here is, you know, 80 bucks. You got an Instapot sous vide here, $79.99. A sous vide slow cooks your meat. Look at the Instapot Luxe here. You know, they had it on sale for 80 bucks. Now it's back up to 120. You got your Krups 4.2 digital XL fryer here, $99.99. Your Presto skillet with a lid, $49.99 down here. Again, cold brew coffees, things of that nature. This can be good. Cold brew coffee though, I don't really like the warm coffee too much because of the acidity level. Let's see what else we got here. More pots and pans. I buy a lot of stuff from here, so I walk these aisles heavily. And when you do coffee, you're going to want to make sure, do a little bit of research, but I think it's, I don't know if it's like the Brazil roast or the Arabica roast or something like that. Those are the ones that have the least acidity to them. So if you're going to have coffee, make sure you're getting the right stuff. Don't just buy Hills Brothers or Folgers or whatever because it's on sale or something. I mean, if that's what you have to do, then that's what you have to do. Obviously, there's nothing wrong with that. But I try to find the stuff that has the least amount of acidity to it. And you're going to have to look at the region where they come from so you know exactly what type of coffee to buy. If you want to make noodles, you can go come get one of these like Zoodler things down here. You could cut yourself some noodles and stuff out of zucchini and things like that to make, you know, like your mops or your faux zoodles, what they call them, out of zucchini. This is an aisle full of cereal and juices and teas and sugar-free syrups. And you don't want none of that junk. It's all junk. Canned veggies, some of this stuff can be okay, but it's not necessary. You got olive oils and stuff down there. Let's go look at that stuff real quick. This will probably be the last aisle. Canola oil, junk. Canola oil, corn oil, junk. Peanut oil, no good. Just try to stay away from some of the sprays and stuff as well. The sprays, they actually put like soy oils and stuff in them, even though it says olive oil, because I think it's a better bonding agent and stuff. Grapeseed oil, I don't do none of that because it's a seed oil. It's very inflammatory. Here's your olive oils and stuff like that. Olive oil is going to be good. Coconut oil is good. Primal Kitchen. This is a great brand to find mayo and stuff if you want to order it online. If you get the solid coconut oil, you're better off than getting the liquid coconut oil. The liquid coconut oil is not that great. Olive oil, avocado oil, olive oil. Back to your vinegars and stuff like that. If you want a raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar, this would be okay here. It's with the mother. The Bragg's is with the mother over here. Again, these are, it's one of my trips through the store, guys. Back to your sweeteners. No Splenda, no Previa, no Splenda, no Imperial sugar, no turbinado sugar, no Equal. Stevia extract baking blend. You have to be careful with these because they say baking blend. This stuff is junk. Stevia in the raw. 0 calorie sweetener. Flip it around, look at the back. Maltodextrin stevia leaf extract. Junk again. Junk. That's not stevia in the raw. Now, if you wanted to use some xylitol, you got to be careful because some animals and stuff are reactive to certain types of sugars. Xylitol can work. I don't recommend it. Again, not necessarily the cleanest sugar. It's not a natural sugar. Truvia, a lot of people use. It's organic, non-GMO, sweet leaf. These drops here, vanilla cream, English toffee, chocolate, orange cream, lemon drop, sweet leaf stevia, stuff like this can be okay. They got coconut flour down here. You can get some coconut flour in a pink bag if you want. Coconut flour is fine. At Kroger, I haven't found any kind of good. Oh, Use all the Creole seasonings. None of this stuff has any kind of sugar junk in it or anything like that. If you get Tony Chachere's or Slap Your Mama brands, none of that stuff has any junk. It's all like, you know, red pepper blend, cayenne pepper blend, garlic powder, salt, stuff like that. Most of the Tex Joy stuff over here is pretty good as well. There's no junk in it. This is the organic section right here. I don't know what all the hype is really about it. I know there's a lot of, you know, information put out on how organic stuff is better, but I don't really think it's all that much better. That's pretty much it. I think there's actually, oh, pudding. Let's look at sugar-free Jello. This is one of the biggest hypes out there that people blow so much smoke up people's backside about, and they lie to them. So this is sugar-free Jello, right? And let's look at the back and see the ingredients on it. Sulfopotassium, aspartame. Well, they actually cleaned this particular one up some. The gelatin dessert from Kroger, they actually cleaned it up. It used to have maltodextrin in it. Now it has aspartame in it. And aspartame, we all know, is 0 glycemic index. So, not necessarily terrible, but if we look at sugar-free Jello from Jello, right on the bottom here it says maltodextrin, right in the ingredient list. Nah, you ain't gonna be able to see it. I'm trying to get it to zoom in, but it ain't working. There it is, right there. Maltodextrin. You know, and the thing that saddened me is we have a lot of people that we look up to in the keto community that use that junk. You know, one day we had one of our guys that we follow. He's got tons of people, and because it said sugar-free, he came and bought it and was making a keto dessert and showing everybody in his house him making the dessert. And I said, hey brother, do you know that stuff has maltodextrin in it? And he was like, oh my god, no, I didn't know that. Why are you buying these products and you're getting paid to teach people this stuff? I mean, I don't understand this. I know everybody makes mistakes, but that's one of the first things anybody that has any sense to them that teaches this stuff to other people looks at. You're putting this up and you've got 100,000 subscribers and you're teaching people to use this junk. Well, I had no idea. I'm sorry. Bad news bears for me. Anyway, any of these chilies and stuff like that, they're not really going to be an option. You can get the stuff with no bean, but they're still going to have sugars and stuff in them. Again, now we're back to our spaghetti sauces, traditional, all this other stuff, Kroger brand. You may be able to find something that fits, but again, when it all comes down to it, we're going back to the best one, which is Rao's. Rao's is the best brand for any of that stuff. Rao's. That's all noodles and stuff down there, and rice. We don't need to go down that aisle. It's junk. Back to vitamins and stuff over here. These are different types of dressings. Any of the dressings, you know, there's like, the only thing that I even found anything close to being keto friendly was like an Italian vinaigrette. Really, that's it. And that was still off because it had soy oil or something in it. So I wouldn't even bother with that. Make your stuff homemade. What are we doing here? Different types of sauces and stuff over here. You know, this is your international aisle here. This is where you're going to get all your different types of international foods and things like that. Some of it may fit. I don't put a lot of time in this aisle because I don't necessarily want to stand here forever and look at everything. I do and I don't. So anyway, that's my Kroger tour, guys. That's the 2019 Kroger tour. I'm trying to get this out to you. It's right at the beginning of the year. If you get a chance to share this with one of your keto groups or something like that, or somebody you should think that, you know, we're going down barbecue sauce aisle and stuff like this. You know, none of this barbecue sauce is going to be okay. You might find some people that will come here and actually get this Stubbs. Stubbs has a here, no, Stubbs might have it, or G. Hughes has a sugar-free. This can fit. You can make this fit, but it's not necessarily the cleanest product. It still has sucralose in it, so they use, oh, they cleaned it up too. That used to have maltodextrin in it. It has sucralose now. So it's vine ripened crushed tomatoes, water, apple cider vinegar, cornstarch. See, it's stuff like that that they hide in there. They almost get it perfect, but they gotta put something in there for some reason that just makes it not good. You know, G. Hughes sugar-free can be okay. Stubbs has a sugar-free somewhere. If it can be okay. It's not necessarily the best though. Make it at home. I have a video on how to make your own barbecue sauce here on this page. Worcestershire sauce, stuff like that, it can be okay. You use it sparingly. It has a very low carb count to it. Some of these other ones like liquid smoke, country bob steak, chicken seasoning and stuff like that. If you want some ketchup, try to make sure you're getting not the 50%, because that even has a higher count. Like the Heinz no sugar added stuff up here is better. But again, mayonnaise, things like that has canola, vegetable oil, soy oil. That stuff is not good at all. Just make your own mayonnaise at home. Mustards and stuff can be done. They're almost no carb at all in mustards usually. So you just have to check and see. That's it, guys. That's the Kroger walkthrough. I got a couple more stores I want to do over the next week, and I appreciate your time again. Thank you. Take care. God bless. Share this, guys. Share it. Thumbs up the video. Let me know what you thought about it. If these things help you, if they don't help you, let me know. If you just want me to get off YouTube, that's fine. Tell me that too. Take care. Appreciate you. Happy New Year.